The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Wonders they say shall never cease to happen in Africa. The former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Boris Johnson, visited Nigeria, and it was so amazing. You know how we always feel excited to see the oppressor on our soil. It's so amazing. You know how we love these people. But Boris Johnson said something that as Africans, we are finding reasons to defend what he said. But no matter what, he just told us the bitter truth that we are finding it so difficult to swallow. According to Boris Johnson, Nigeria is a very beautiful country, rich in a lot of things. Nigerians export talents, they export mineral resources, the United Kingdom, and in return, they import whiskey. So when we send the resources to the United Kingdom, or when we finish selling them, all that we do, our politicians do, is to buy whiskey from the United Kingdom and come and then be doing show, party every blessed day, and we just drink and then, we forget our troubles. And Africans, some people are so excited and they said it was a joke. This is not a joke. It's high time we call a spade a spade. The man meant everything that he said. He didn't miss his words. So why are we trying to make it look as if the man was trying to joke? We don't joke with issues like this. This is what our leaders are doing. And these are the data that they have with them. What our leaders are doing after exporting anything good from Africa to these people. When we export our talent, our resources to these people, what do we bring back home? Have we ever asked ourselves?
Let's begin what's trending by highlighting reactions to former British Prime Minister Boris Johnson's visit to Nigeria to attend Imo State Economic Summit in Owerri. Speaking during the event on Thursday, Johnson celebrated the economic and professional ties between the United Kingdom and Nigeria, describing the relationship as mutually beneficial. He also made a pointed reference to Kemi Badenoch, the leader of the Conservative Party, joking that Britain sends former prime ministers to Nigeria, while Nigeria sends future prime ministers to the United Kingdom. Let's take a look.
I'm proud, very proud, of what we export to Nigeria. We send you pharmaceuticals and bankers and services of all kinds, automotive parts, all sorts of things. We send whiskey, huge quantities of whiskey, probably more popular somewhere than another. And you send us so much in return. Oil and gas, Mollywood movies, brilliant doctors, nurses, technicians, tech geniuses from Nigeria come to the UK, and we're very grateful. We're very, very, very grateful and honoured. And we send you, former United Kingdom Prime Ministers, and you send us future United Kingdom Prime Ministers in the form of Kemi Badenoch, who comes from Nigeria and is doing better and better these days.
Dr. Bati, I was listening to you this morning. I was like, Dr. Bati, hold your fire. There's time for that discussion. Just hold your fire. Because it was like, what an insult, right? I'll take some response on X. I'll take just this one, Obiora, before I come to you, Dr. Bati. Obiora wrote on X, our predicament lies squarely in the hands of leaders who have repeatedly failed to demand fair terms, real reciprocity, and a balance of trade that actually advances Nigeria's long-term interests. After all, what national value is created by importing huge quantities of whiskey while exporting the very oil, talent, and intellectual capital that sustain other economies? A nation that trades its best minds and raw resources for low-value consumables cannot pretend this is partnership. And so, Boris Johnson can stand on a public stage and frame this imbalance as generosity. unaware or uncaring that his praise exposes how casually Nigeria is expected to accept lopsided exchanges as though they were compliments until we elect leaders who understand national dignity, protect our strategic assets, and insist on trade that enriches Nigeria rather than draining it. Comments like his will continue to sound like graciousness to some, even as they function as an insult, hiding in plain sight. Dr. Abasi, over to you.
Look, the former Prime Minister was insulting us.
Yeah.
He said he's very happy with what we've been able to export to Nigeria. What did he say the British have been exporting here? They've been exporting large quantity of whiskey. In other words, Nigeria is a country of drunkards.
48 years or how many years whiskey?
He says whiskey.
You're absolutely correct.
So, in fact, maybe the Nigerian government should do something about this importation of whiskey to Nigeria. Maybe it's responsible for part of our problem.
Yes, sir.
He says they've been exporting pharmaceuticals to Nigeria. Yes. So the subtext is that Nigeria is a country of sick people who are taking okay, I'm not pointing the Zimbabwe.
That way, I'm also an import, Dr. Abati. I'm an import.
Banking services and other services. Then what do we give in return? In terms of intervention, we give oil and gas.
Yes.
We give tech geniuses. Yes. We give Nollywood.
Yes.
And on top of it all, he says we are giving Britain somebody who is likely to become prime minister of Britain. Can't you see how it's unequal?
Why do you invite prime minister?
Unequal.
Yes.
So it was a British sarcasm. You know, at his highest, and I thought, you know, he was diplomatically insulting us, and that's why the whole point about investment. I go back to the point made by the vice president that look, it's only Africans, Nigerians themselves, nations, states here that can determine our own economic direction.
All right.
And that's why these state governments should invest in agriculture, invest in human capital. And Igbos who are outside the southeast, they should also go and invest at home.
Yes.
Not outside. Governor Soludo has been calling on India Anambra, come home and invest in your area so that we can create jobs, give opportunities to your people. And then the federal government should support the states with good policies.
All right. Very well said.
Dangote is doing petroleum. Yeah. They say they will stop importation, 15%. The same government say, oh, we are not changing, we have changed our mind. How can the government be encouraging large-scale importation and will not support local productivity? Well, so this is a mismatch, the disconnect that we have, and that's why they can come and tell us that we send the best of our talents. Why they give us whiskey, large quantities of whiskey? Who are the people drinking the whiskey?
We know them, but anyways,
whiskey is our own fentanyl.
Ours is to be importing the things that they don't even want, like their bamu chasmu. And as Africans, we need to accept the bitter truth. And we need to start doing things right. Our leaders failed us big time. What do we import from these people? What do they export to Africa? We don't ask ourselves. All we know is the African is giving out this, giving out that. We are always giving out the good things. Like one country that allowed the Cambridge to come into the continent, come into that particular country, to ask the farm trade students to write so that the brilliant ones will be taken out. And these are the leaders in Africa that we find our youth happy about, calling them Pan-Africans. They are good leaders. We have never seen any leader like this. Which leader in Europe, in America, in China, in Russia, that will ever send their brilliant ones to Africa and wouldn't keep them to develop their nations? But this is the best things that these leaders are giving to Africans, and the youth are just, you understand, the way we love party more than anything. So why won't Boris Johnson come into Africa and tell us what we do? And we need to start asking questions. After exporting these things, what do our leaders do? What did they bring back home? This is a big secret that he revealed to us. We might say we love whiskey, And that is why they always say we love to party, we love to sing and dance, we love to do this. It isn't that they hate us. Sometimes they tell us the bitter truth. And it is our leaders and ourselves that need to start doing things right. Why should we give arts talents just to bring in alcohol? For what? This is not only Nigeria, but it could be that all other African leaders are doing the same, and we need to start asking questions. We are sleeping. Our leaders are always talking about how to develop the continent. If you continue to be giving talents out in exchange for whiskey, how do we develop? Do whiskey develop nations? Is this what the people in the United Kingdom are using to develop the United Kingdom? For how long will we continue to be living in this kind of situation? For how long will the African take control over its own affairs? Why can't we keep this talents in Africa to change the narrative in Africa? But give out these people, yet we Africans can never go to them to ask for their talents, even with your resources. And we have this useless organization called African Union that will always sit down and be talking about how they are going to use the African solution to solve the African problem. In which way? When you are sending the ones that will develop, build, change the narrative in Africa. This is modern slavery, and we are offering ourselves for free. We are the same people that were told that our forefathers sold us out. Even though this narrative isn't true, they were forced, they were captured. And even with that, they resisted, they fought. We saw how other people just took their own lives by throwing themselves in the ocean. But you today, who claims you are educated, with all the knowledge that you claim you have, is giving out your soul for free. Like Captain Ibrahim Traore, even these scholarships they claim they are giving to us, they are all modern form of slavery. Yet the African will go to any length to be praying for this same thing. We need to wake up. We really need to wake up. It's so sad that this is what we are doing. We said they were giving us sugar for human beings, but today we are giving human beings adding resources for whiskey. What a shame. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall. Ununited we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make African great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world, in Africa, West Africa, and in Nigeria.